Good evening. I hope everybody's doing good today. Today is May the 31st, 2020. We don't get too many months, I guess, with 31 days in them. So we got to cover this Proverbs 31. We got to look at it for today. So I'm gonna make this quick. Lots going on in our world today with the virus, and I really didn't even want to bring that up, but that's going on, and the rioting that's going on right now. With all that going on, it just shows that people are predictable. I don't want to be a conspiracy theory type thing. I don't want to say that all this happened for this reason or for that. Hey, this stuff is crazy. But it's the conspiracy makes more sense than what we're hearing. So please be praying for the people that are out there that are rioting and protesting and the crazy things that are going on. Pray for them that they will find peace, that no one does get hurt, or no one else gets hurt. Just a lot's going on. Proverbs 31 is broke down in two sections. The first section is the words of Lemuel. He was a king back in this time, and it says in verse 1, says the words of King Lemuel, the oracle which his mother taught him. Now, I looked at that a little bit, and it sounds to me like what she taught him, what she, the oracle meaning the priest or priestess, was to share with them. But it goes on through and how she talks about her son, and then it explains in a couple verses who he is of hers. It's oh my son, oh my son, oh my son, in the different verses. My itches. And it goes on down. And the verse I really want to talk about today is verses 8 and 9. And I think these are what relate to us. These are what relate or how we can relate. Now, there's some other things about drinking above this. It's kind of interesting if you want to read verses 4 through 7. They're about drinking, about being drunk and that kind of thing. And we may touch on those next time we look at Proverbs 31. But the verses I want to look at are 8 and 9. But before I do, verses 10 through the remainder of the chapter, which is 31, 10 through 31, are the description of a worthy woman. A lot of good descriptions about what a worthy woman, a good wife, or what to look for, for a wife maybe. I didn't really dig into that a whole lot. There's some very interesting things there, but I didn't really look into that a whole lot because I wanted to talk about this. But again, there's a lot of things there about a strong woman. Take a look at that too. But verses 8 and 9, so we're looking at Proverbs 31, verse 8 and 9. It says, open your mouth for the mute, for the right of all the unfortunate. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and defend the rights of the afflicted and needy. Now, this is something coming from his mother, basically telling him, how to how he should run his kingdom. And you can tell that his mother has his best interest at heart. I mean, most mothers would have their children's best interests at heart, but this one here especially. Open your mouth for the mute. Speak out for the ones who can't speak, and that's us today. I think that's how these verses relate to us. Is we are to speak out for the ones who don't have a voice. We are to, to see the ones that need to be, that seem to be kind of pushed under the table. When I first read this verse, I thought about all the bullying that goes on in schools today. When I was a kid, 40 years ago, when I was a kid, they did pick on, I've always been a big guy, a big kid, and the fat jokes and the, picking on you about being fat and that kind of thing, but, and it hurt, but, it, you got through it. It toughened you up. Today, I don't really know what the difference is. I have two young daughters that are going, I've already mentioned that one's in high school, one's in college. But, the bullying thing, if children were taught this verse at a younger age and to understand what it is, open your mouth for the mute. Speak out for the ones who can't speak for themselves, and for the rights of all the unfortunate. If we had some children that were taught this and were able to stand up to the ones bullying the ones that are being bullied, I don't really know what the best way to say that is other than that. It would change a lot of things. Then now that we're grown up, we need to speak out for the ones that don't have a voice. We've got to be looking for that. That's a truth here in Proverbs, and that's what we should do. It says, open your mouth and judge righteously. Now, she's speaking to him as a king, and he did sit at a judgment seat for his kingdom. Now how does that relate to us? We're not really supposed to judge. We're really not supposed to judge. And I think a lot of people take that a little bit too far. I know I've mentioned before, especially on this, when we're talking about Proverbs, about a brother or a sister in Christ being able to come to you and say, what's going on? I noticed this right here. What can I do to help you? They're not judging. They see an issue or they see you do something wrong and say, hey, I've noticed you've done this, and that's not what you need to do, or you should be doing, and you're ruining your testimony. So I think to me that's what that verse means. If you see a brother or a sister in Christ and they're struggling with something or they've made a mistake, it's okay to call that out as long as you do it with love and try to help them. The last part of that, it says, and defend the rights of the afflicted and needy. Again, this goes along with that. Speak up for the ones who don't have a voice. Defend them. Be willing to stand up for the unpopular thing. Because I'm going to tell you, the more that I see in our society today, it is evil things that are running rampant. It seems like the righteous thing to do, the right thing to stand up for, is very unpopular. So defend the rights of the afflicted, needy. Stand up for the things that are right. Because it's not going to be popular. Jesus even said in his word that you will be persecuted if you love me. It's not you may be, you will be. So the thing is, the devil has control of this world right now. He is running free. We know in the end that we're going to win, but we have to stand up for the right thing now. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off there. Again, pray for all the things that are going on today in our world. All this rioting across the country, folks. They are truly trying to cause a civil war. Mainstream media really not having anything that they have to apologize for. Just putting things out there to stir up our country. There's a lot of things that we don't see, and we have to really be careful. So pray for our country. Pray for our country and the ones that are being hurt by this. We really need to call on the Lord. I tell you what, there's some troubling times. These are really troubling times. So, guys, I hope that God will bless you in a special way today. I pray that good things come your way. Thanks.